So in this video we are going to discuss about the testing tool called as JUnit. So JUnit is basically a unit testing tool which is used to perform the independent code written by the developer. So this small piece of code is tested using the JUnit functionality. Basically it is called as the behavior or state testing that is added with respect to JUnit. So it covers the code which is written by the developer called as the code coverage, and it try to reach to each line of the code and see the execution of the code by saying test coverage is 100%. So the method or the dependencies that used during JUnit that we'll see here. So it is basically a Java framework, JUnit framework inbuilt with respect to Java, and it used to test the small programs written in the Java. Right? It is called as unit testing tool, and it comes with the Java library called as JUnit, and that is used to perform the JUnit. So how this exactly works, right? What it does? So it has the assertion methods. These assertion methods are written in a separate program, and that program is used as a test program. So basically there are two programs. One is actual program and another is a test program. Actual program is a Java program which gives some desired output. Test program which take the inputs which needs to be applied on the actual program, and it checks that the program behaves correctly or incorrectly depend on the input that we have passed to the test. So if we create the number of test cases inside the test program, all the test cases will execute one after another, and that becomes the single program becomes the test suite. It generates two types of output. One is the result called as pass test case, and second is the fail test case. Like for example, input given is expected the desired output, but it is not getting the desired output, then it is called as the fail test case. Right? So we'll see through the demonstration how this unit testing works, and we'll see like one or two programs here which understand like how JUnit performs the testing. So here we have the Eclipse environment. In the Eclipse environment we need to create the two programs. One is the actual program which is your Java program, and second is the test program. This test program is created using the JUnit test case. So we'll discuss this first. First you can see file new, and there is a Java project, so we can create the simple Java project, and inside that for actual program we can write the class. So if you create the class which gives you your actual program, right, and if you want to create the test case, then you can see this, there is option called as JUnit test case, and this JUnit test case you can create. Right? Now this how JUnit test case appears here. So to get that JUnit test case, what we need to do is, right, so I have created project here, so I can right click on the project, then go to the properties, and I go to the Java build path. So if I go to the Java build path, there is option called as libraries. I can go with add library, and I can see there is option called as JUnit. Right? So this JUnit framework we can add it from here. Then you can click on next. You see there are different versions available, JUnit 3, 4 and 5. So it depends on like which JRE you used, and accordingly it will use. Right? So I have selected JUnit 4, so it is available. So I can click on finished. So now the library called as JUnit 4 is added for the particular project. So my project is a JRE project which I have created with JUnit test, and for that project I have added the library called as JUnit. Then you can apply it for it. Right? So after this, you right click on this, you say new, and you can get the JUnit test case, right? So which is a, you create, right click and new, and then JUnit test case. Then you can give the name, like suppose my test case is a sample test case, right? So it creates the program, default program. So this default program will understand, it uses the assert method, assert class from the JUnit. So you see import static org dot JUnit dot assert, right? So this assert is used to verify the actual program with you have written. Then you have import org.junit.test. So this is the class that you have to import. Then name of the program, and then you have the test method. So this test method you have is with respect to assertion. So if you have assertion, this assertion has to understand that this assertion will test with respect to actual program that you have written. So we'll see the sample program for this. So I have written one program called as myUnit. Name of the class is myUnit. In myUnit, I have written method called as concatenate. In the concatenate method, I have two variables. One is string1 and another is string2. So if I pass these two strings, then I return with return 1 plus 2. So this is the addition of two variables 1 and 2 which returns from this program. Now what I need to do is I need to check using the test program whether this 1 and 2 addition of 1 and 2 is giving the accurate result or not. For this I can write the test program. So I have created the test program with myUnit test. So myUnit test is the class. So if you create the program with JUnit, then it comes with all the import statement by default. Then it comes with assertion called as test. This is the org.junit.test. Then you have method called as test concatenate. There you have method called as concatenate, and here you have method called as test concatenate. Now what you have done is you have used the class myUnit, you have created the object and equals to new myUnit, right? So this myUnit is object created from the actual program, a class of actual program. Then what you have done, you have written the string result is equals to myUnit, this object dot concatenate. So this concatenate method is from your actual program concatenate method you have accessed. Now you access concatenate method, there are two variables, one is 1 and second is 2, right? And what you expect is addition of two numbers. So these are the string variables, so you expect the addition of two numbers are the string variables. So output is 1, 2. So this is the output of the result. So what you have done is here you have used the method called as assert equal. So this assert equal method is used to understand or check the result of the concatenation. So the result of the concatenation is with respect to 1, 2. So if I write suppose 1, 2 or some other variable, let's say 1, then it will check that this addition of two number is not compared with respect to assert equals. And if I run this program with this output, then it says, suppose, see here. So if you run this program, it will not run as a Java application. It will run as a JUnit test case. So if you run this and say OK, then what you have to do is you get the output called as failure 1. So here we have finished the test case, runs 1 out of 1, errors are 0 and number of failures are 1. Right? So if you have any logical error, syntax error, it shows that errors are 0, but here your assertion fails. That means result is valid, but it is not matched with respect to input that you have passed with respect to assert equal. So actual result is 1, 2, but you are comparing with 1, 2, 1. So that is why the test case fails. So number of test case fail is 1. This is the result of the test case. So if you click on this method, it says this fails. And this you get with respect to failure result. So if you have more than one test case, then it shows this more than one test case here with respect to a result of the test case. So if I change this to actual result and if I run it again, then it shows me like, suppose for example, you see here there are 0 errors and the failures are also 0. In that case, one test case is executed, one test case is completed, errors are 0, failures are 0, and this is the result of the test case. So if you see, this execute as a true. So what it had does, it had checked with actual result and the behavior or state that user has tester has included using the assert equal. So this assert equal is the insertion from the tester to check the behavior or state of the program, and this testing is called as the unit testing, right? Let's see the another example. So another example is, for example, you have a program called as fun.java. So what this program does, so what we have done here is we have taken the scanner function, scanner class, then private static scanner s is the variable, then we have method called as read, which use the s is equals to new scanner system.in. So the scanner takes all the input which is required for the program. Then we have written different methods. So first method is area of circle. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the input here, system.out.println area of circle, enter the radius. So input is the radius and converted into floats, and then we are calculating system.out.println. Then we are printing the what we are printing. We are printing the area of circle. So this area of circle is calculated 3.14 f into r, and that returns the AC. So here it returns the area of circle. Similarly, perimeter of circle is there, formula is applied, and then perimeter of the circle is calculated. Similarly, it does it for area of square. Same way, perimeter of the square, again input is taken, formula is applied, and perimeter is calculated. Then we have taken the right angle, area of right angle triangle, and then area of rectangle. Then we have then circumference of the circle, area of cube, perimeter of the rectangle. Then we have area of sphere, then cylinder, and then volume of cylinder and area of cylinder. So these many functions we have. And finally what we have done, we have called the read function in main method. Then we have called area of circle, area of perimeter. So all the areas and volumes that we have seen in the function that we have calculated. So this is the actual program. So what this program does, this program take some input values, maybe in radius or parameters or different values, and then it calculates the specific areas. So that is the simple understanding of this particular program. Now, depend on the input that is taken, whether input is right or wrong. Like suppose we expect the float or number, and then we expect the character, then input is wrong, then it may create the problem as with respect to errors, right? Or if you enter the correct values, right, but if it is not checked with the assert function that is written into the test program, then it fails. So there may be possibility of getting the errors or getting the failures. Errors occurs when syntax is wrong or logic is wrong. Failures occur when your assert method fails, right? And where you have to write the assert method, you have to write the assert method inside the test program. So what we have done is now we have created the test case. How we have created the test case? Again, file, new, and then the JUnit test case. So here we have a test case for your previous program, that is fun.java. So we have a class name called as funTest. We have a test assertion. Then we have a method called as test area of circle. There we have area of circle. Here we have a test area of circle. Now what we have done, we have created the object. What is the object? Object is fun.test, right? So we'll go with respect to sorry. So here for JUnit we'll create the test case. How to create the test case? File, new, and then the JUnit test case. So this comes with asset class, and then we write the particular code. Now what we written here is, here we can write with respect to the test functions which can test the functions which we have written into the previous program. For example, the class name is funTest, assertion is test, public void test area of circle. So here we perform, we'll take the values which we have inserted for particular program. Like for example, area of circle radius is required. So that radius is coming from the previous function that we have written. Then this can be read using fun.read. Fun is the name of the previous program. Read method in scanner. Read method is there. In read method, scanner function is written. Then float AC is equals to fun dot area of circle. So in float AC we have value of area of circle, right? For example, it will calculate the area of circle in previous program, and then it will check with respect to assert method that we have written. So here we have assert method called as assert true. In previous program we have assert equals, here we have assert true. Similarly we have assert false also. There are many assert methods, right? So here we are checking area of circle is greater than equal to 50. That means if you pass the value of the radius in a such a way that if area of circle is less than 50, then this becomes false, or if you pass the value of radius in such way that if area is greater than 50, this becomes true. We'll check that. Similarly, here it will check it for assert true, perimeter of the circle, then area of square, perimeter of square, all 12 test cases, right? So I have, just for execution, I have written all assert true. You can write assert false, assert equals, and so many methods, right? So this we have written with respect to test program. Now when you run this test program, right, then we have with respect to two things. One is, see here, it will ask, right, how many test cases we have. So first test case, area of circle. So there are 12 test cases, right? Initially number of errors are 0, failures are 0, right? So if you write, suppose first test case area of circle, then suppose in area of circle, instead of number, if I write the character, that means what I am doing is I am giving incorrect input. So this is a syntax error, right? So if we write a number instead of character, then it falls into the errors category. But if I write the number, but suppose if it calculates the area and area is less than 50, then that assert false, then it generates the failure, right? Suppose we'll go with the first test case, generating the error. So generating error with respect to A, then see here. Then it asks for the 6 number. I have not sequenced it, that is why it is asking for 6 number. So I have entered A. A is not a number, so it has an error, right? Suppose if I entered length and breadth, suppose 1 and 1, then 1 and 1 area is 1, because length into breadth, it is less than 50. That means failure is 1, right? Then I, for right angle triangle, if I suppose write 100, was 10 and 10, then area is 50, right? So right angle triangle area is 50. Now this 50 is greater than equal to, that means it is true, assert is true, right? So it test case is passed. So if you see there is a cross red, right, that means error. This says, that means failure, blue cross, red cross is error, blue cross is failure, and you check the green tick mark, that means this test case is pass, right? So I have written one test case pass, one test case failure, one test case with error. right? So this we have, that means this is 4 test cases that we are doing. Suppose again we'll go for all true. If you enter all the values, all 12 test cases, then after getting all the test cases, so 12 out of 12 test cases are executed. Errors, initially we have entered 1, I have entered 2 wrong values, that is less than 50 values. Calculation comes as less than 50 values, so failures are 2, and remaining 10 test cases are executed as a true, right? So 1 error, 2 failure, and remaining 9 are executed as a positive test case, that is a pass test case, right? So this 12 altogether is considered as a test suite, and this each individual is considered as a test case, right? So we have a result of this altogether. Some test cases are passed, some test cases are failed. We have result of this altogether, and this is called as the unit testing done through the JUnit platform. Right? So like this we have different assert methods to assess the values. So what this basically does, when developer writes the actual program, developer do the debugging, test the program, no issue. But when he wants to check the behavior or state of the program for both the conditions like pass test case and fail test case, then the separate program has to return in the form of test program. This test program allow us to write the different assert methods, and then these assert methods will check the input which is written into the actual program, assess that particular function, evaluate that particular function, and depend on the assert that we have performed, it generates the output of it, right? If assert has some condition, it validates that condition and it gives the result whether test case pass or test case fail. So what is expected in our project is, what we have to do is we have to perform sample test cases using JUnit. Might be like from your mini project that you have implemented, you take the sample code from your mini project, you apply some assert methods, you generate the result with respect to test cases and the test suite that we have, sample results, and few test cases you considered as a failure, few test cases you considered as errors, and few test cases you considered as a pass test case. And like that you can execute the framework of JUnit and test your mini project or test your application using this particular framework. Right? What I'll do is I'll upload all these files for your reference along with the video that we are updating, so that it will help you to perform the JUnit testing. Okay. I hope you understand this. Okay, thank you.